All right, good evening to everyone that will be coming on here. And we're going to be doing part two of this so far two-stage painting. I'll wait for a few people to come on and then we'll get going, start talking about what I'm going to do. Okay, so for the paints I'm using is the Createx illustration colors, and these are the transparents that in turn, when using the white in the mixtures, you create an opaque paint and you're controlling yourself. Hi Patty, how are you? I'm doing good, and I hope you are too. Glad you could jump on. Yeah, so this painting here was started with Frisket, and I took it off. And as you can see, the paper, black and white, has been cut out for a shield. Like if I want to spray some the watercolor close to the body. And I did it here a little bit because I had a hard edge from the Frisket. So what I did is I let this float, kind of like it's not glued down. So I let it kind of float and flutter, and it lets some of the color of the water go onto the edge, making it not look like a stencil. So that's a really good thing when you have a raised shield. Frisket is glued to the surface, so there's not too much you can do about that. Okay, so I'm using the 40-21 reducer, which I love and will not be without it unless they come up with something better, which this is great. My paints, when I mix these paints, like I wasn't on last week, the paints were still good. I had to wake them up with a couple drops, but there it was. It's like it woke up and I got, a pretty good amount of paint left from. And I could have put this in during the in-between week. I could have put a couple drops in, and then it would have just stayed, more, probably would have more volume and just would have been there. Maybe even a little more paint might have, not dried up on the wall of the cups. A lot of little test pieces trying to get my colors in the range. And I'm going to unplug my phone here, so forgive me for the shaking of that. 100% is good. Okay, so yeah, so we've got the bottom of this painting I'm going to move everything now. Anybody that checks in the beginning, a lot of people see these videos later. I want them to know that Createx is my paint, my go-to paint. And the 40-21 reducer, and I use the little cups here with the lids, which make my paint mixtures last. And I do tests on there with little words like cobalt blue, W means white, etc. And sometimes I'll put dots representing. I did a lot of white, as you can see next to the W. Cobalt blue was a lot. Cerulean was half maybe. Orange. And I saw red violet in the mixture, so did that at the end. All right. So I took a lot of black and white copies and I cut out negatives and positives. This would be a positive. It positively blocks the image. This is a negative. Learned that from Terry Hill at one of his t-shirt demos. Just to get it straight, right? Great teachers that should still be here, but he was great. Not only did he teach me how to paint, he taught me how to teach. So did many other teachers. You just pay attention to their delivery, their delivery is one thing. If their art is great, Their delivery could, their words could be a little bit weak, and their painting could be over the top. Some people paint a lot more and talk less, and they show it in results, but then there's a lot of questions at the seminars. Anyway, I have right now, for now, I think I'll just go after the darker blue, bring it up to the shark. I have it mixed up here, and I'm going to use the Micron, custom Micron. Gary Shees, good evening. Thank you for stopping by. My bride is doing pretty good. She's doing pretty good. Yep. So, hello, Stuart. Stuart's here, and thank you for asking. I hope Kyle's doing good, which I do believe he is from what I've seen, which is a miracle. That's wonderful. Yeah, life gets a little fragile, right? Okay. So I'm going to paint the darker water. Get that out in front there. It's, this whole thing, the color for this is way up here. So the darker water is contrasting right there. You can see it's darker. So I'm going to just play around with it. I have my paper shield to protect the shark, to bring it up. And you have to see a little overspray here. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff when it comes to opaque paints. Okay, so I need, what do I need? I need number 2, pre-mixed. Like I said, one night I'm going to come on here and just paint in another style, just to show you that this is not the only way to, to paint. This doesn't look like the darkness. I don't know why, but let me check it. I might have the wrong color here. No, this is it. Okay, so we're just going to go along the base and test it. You can see it. It's pretty dark there. So what I'm going to start doing as I come up, move the photos a little bit. All these guys are in the way. I'm just going to pull away, further and further away, as I watch the change. Okay? And now I'm probably where I started in here, maybe, I don't know, 5, 6 inches away. Now I'm going to just kind of whisper it on from about, it's empty already, wow. And I'm also going to add some more reducer. Maybe make it a little more, that's the 4021. Make it a little bit more fluid. Okay. There I'm just going back over a spot that I kind of saw that I didn't pass it by correctly. All right, so now we're just going to be further out, and go back down over. I don't mind it being darker at the bottom, so I'm glad I made a lot of this because it really likes to drink it up. All right, so now I'm just going to look at it. I like the color, but it's going to have to go, in order to make this look lighter, obviously the darker is going to have to come up. So take the shield, come in from this side so you guys can see. Let's see. Got to watch my hands. I'm not worried about this curling, That's great. He's improving every day. Fantastic. Tell him I said hello. Actually, keeping him in my prayers still. I have a little prayer list I write, and I don't usually erase names. If they're still needing prayer, they stay on the list. You're even on the list, Gary, just for overall prayers, right? Can't pray for one without the other. That would be like selfish. No, there's... Okay, so I'm trying to hit the bottom here, and I can see it's off at the belly, right down there. So I just double checked this again, and it raised it a little bit. That's good. A little lower over there. I gotta watch those fingernails too, because the fingernails can really cause a problem. Scratching. So let's go over to where the little overspray is right there. Now what's going on here? Is this ripped? Let me make sure this isn't ripped. Oh, I see what's going on there. It's making a bigger mess. It's got paint on it. Okay. So I have now wet paint that the stencil brought up to here. So I'm going to use a correction color because I could use the lighter whites and stuff too. So I'll just get that out before we go any further. And that will be, I don't have to worry about the blue shift, so I don't have to really go crazy with correction color. The correction color will be, I'm not saying I'm going to use pure white, but I am just going to make, all I'm doing is just making a little bit of white with 4021 in it. Make it flow better. Sometimes the white really flows nicely. It seems like the smaller 2-ounce, 1-ounce bottles really become very fluid. And then I get this one, and it was thicker, especially when I bought the 8-ounce bottle. That was very thick. I was going to send it back. It was so thick. All right, so I got that, and I'm going to just put a baby drop of, you guys know what I'm putting in there. What's the opposite of blue? Right? You should all know that from many different Steve Leahy's, live streams and all. He uses different things to make it happen, but the bottom line is when you're looking at, it's only with white, and especially on warmer colors like flesh tones. So there it is. I'm looking for my brush. There it is. Oh boy. My brush had blue on it. That's interesting. It was a dirty brush. Okay, let me pour the blue back into the cup. And this is the darker blue, right? I'm going to just empty this on the painting. Just overlapping and working my way up till the paint's gone. Instead of dropping it back into the bottle. Okay, it's pretty much gone. Okay. Mr. Grumpy, RC Flyer. I'm always grumpy. Brian Moore. Hi, Brian. Okay. So, thanks for jumping on, guys. I appreciate it. It's fun to paint with a little bit of a crowd, Oh, we've got about 10 people. Thanks for the likes. That's all I ask for, I'm not monetized or anything. It's just doing this right now. Building a channel. I mean, the channel is growing, and eventually YouTube probably will monetize it. That's where I will eventually maybe get a flowing stream of small income or whatever. But I'm not doing it for any other reason but to keep my hand into teaching. I've lost my brick and mortar, so it's a little hard to teach in person. I've turned away a couple of students because I can't bring them to my house. So I've sent them to my buddy down there, Jeffrey. Well, actually, I tried to get the second one to go, but he didn't return. He emailed me, and he didn't respond to me saying, I've got somebody. But the other guy hooked up with Jeffrey Martinez, and Jeffrey was really happy. So, yeah, even got to send some people down the road, Did I put the right color in? No. What an idiot. I emptied it. I cleaned it. And what color did I put back in? I put the blue back in. Dirtied it right up again. Okay. You know what? I am going to make a new correction color because I put a blue brush in there and I'm seeing a little tinge of color there. You know what is, don't you? It's a color you're not going to use. Even if it might work, I'm going to just take a little more white and I'm going to go after it. Trying to make my mind up on. I have an opportunity now to get one of Drew's. Besides the color theory in the box, I'm trying to think of a. I mean, I can't go for the real $300-400 ones yet, but you know, something like the mountain scene or the cherries or what's the other one? The water splashing, that kind of thing. Just to have the guidance. It's always so cool to get all the little fine tunings in, you know, that maybe I would have missed or something over the years. And changes, updates, you know, he does all kinds of newer things and old things get put aside. Okay, so I am getting that same thing going, a little bit of white. Actually, a pretty good amount of white because this color can sit. And now one little splash. Okay. Now, where's a new paintbrush? Nice and clean. Oh, boy. Let's see. Here we go. I got one over there. No paint on it. Pretty fat little guy here. It's just going to stir it in. Oh, that's way too much of the orange. By far, by far. So what I'll do, instead of when you put too much of a color into a light color, just just go to the white again, and this time just pour a little bit of that just into. Doesn't have enough 40-20. One. Raul, how you doing? Master of painting. What artwork you putting out? And you're selling so much of it. Great to see you on here. Okay. Okay, so we've got so a little touch up. I don't have much in there, so let's try it anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a touch up white on here. Except I'm seeing that it needs a little bit more to be a correction color. So I'm going after a couple places here. One is I'm going after that where the stencil had the goo on there. And now we'll see if there's enough. Gun is still dirty with the blue in it. Not cool, not cool. Come on, man. Just pushing it out that way a little bit. Making the hard shape of that color that hit. Air dry it. Okay, so while I got this in here, I want to see something over here. Just lightening that up a little more. Okay. Where else? We might as well bring it further. Goes to right about here, right in the front. And then down. That looks good. That looks real good. Let's get in real tight here. I'll bring the dark shape back, but that needed white there, and it needs it right here. Let's use a little pump stroke. Needs it there, and right up in here. Okay, now that's real strong right now, but we'll fix that later. I'm going to clean up in here. I put a little too much detailing and it kind of got ugly right there. So I'm taking that out. Do you guys need me to zoom in more? Timothy, John, Luke, Smith, hello. I tagged you to see if you had the time to pop in. Well, I hope you didn't have to go too low because your paintings are worth a lot to me. They're beautiful. But you know what you're doing, so we'll leave it like that. So this same color can come in here on the body of the top of the shark right in here. And I'm seeing that making like a line right there. And then soft here. And then it kind of goes this way. Just gives it highlights on the top of the shark. I'm going to keep this without the stencil, just kind of freehand it in. I don't want edges, you know? So let me try to zoom in. I know I don't do this very good. How about that? At the bottom of the shark. It said 2. Hey, it froze. That's what you get, guys. What is going on here? It's really frozen. Wait. Tube, it's not responding. YouTube isn't responding. I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to wait a second. Oh man, it's saying to me, YouTube isn't responding. Close app or wait. So when I hit wait, all right. So I zoom in and I get kicked in the butt. Are you guys still here? I hope so. All right, so I'm going to zoom in this way with my arm. I have a flexible arm. I'm not trusting YouTube. I'm not trusting it at all. I think that's pretty close. I mean, you know, we can get in like that in certain areas. That's good. That should be good. Okay, so, okay. Remember, this little sloppy white here will get sharpened up when the dark comes back. And there's a lot more dark that will be contrasting the shark. So everything has to be. It looks like he's starting to be shooting off, you know, some kind of a laser beam or something there. All right, so I'm going to put the blue in, and I think I'm going to take the lighter blue. I'm going to just try this. That's the top blue, because the darker blue might be a little too much at first. So we're going to I'm just trying it. I could be wrong here, but my guess is to try it. That's the nice thing about the OPEGs. You have lots of room to experiment and make mistakes because your correction color is your eraser. Trying to make the color come out now. Okay, here we go. So this is the lighter blue. I even sprayed lightly over the fins or whatever these are back here. Just knock this back into the picture. Might be too light. Yeah, it's just acting like white. So let me just kind of dust around it a little. There's some blue. All right, I'm going to just go right to the darker blue, because this blue is on here and it is kind of white. So let me use it. Okay, might even be lighter. And now it's melting into the blue world. So the highlight has to be the other color. That's all right. That's the color I want there anyway. That works out good. I see a little bit more of this blue in the body right there. This is where you have fun starting to just look at the original. You can start adding color where you just have grays. Okay, so that kind of goes with the forward part. There's a scratch right there. We'll get rid of that. Bye-bye. And we can shape this more right here with an edge and push this back a little bit. Kind of goes to about there. Okay, we'll do that, and we'll mist over that highlight there a little bit. Knock it back. Knock back some of those highlights with the blue. Okay. Okay. So now the darker blue. Yeah, Brian, he's got some talent going on there. And the cool thing is, with people that have come on my live feeds over the years, their work was either top notch right at that time, or they were just starting to get like really proficient, and then all of a sudden they started to go into the outer limits of like kick butt artwork, because they just kept painting and painting and painting. I'll give you an example. I don't know if he's here. Eric Williams. His work was really, really great in the beginning, but he did a lot of T-shirts and a lot of cartoon characters. So that's what we knew. That's what he was painting. And now he's painting black and white celebrity paintings and what have you. And I'm telling you, man, oh shit, he's selling to celebrities. He's got some gift, I'll tell you. So check out his work too. All right, so I'm going to just bring this blue, the darker blue, in far, far away. I'm going to just mist it onto that color. Remember, because the darker is not up to that yet. So let's try and shield. Remember, this shield was wet with paint. Okay, so it's dry now. Whoops, sorry. It's dry, but it's been ruined a little bit too. So I've got to just be careful. Okay, so I'm only focused on that part right there as far as holding the stencil. Okay, so let's see what we can do with that. Let's see. Yeah, brought it right in. Okay, that's good. Let's bring up more color from the bottom, more darkness. I do believe if I go over one spot, it might get 100%, which is spraying it full out, all out. And I could always add the darkest blue into this if I want to push it to be a little more extreme. So far what I'm seeing is what I'm looking for is the photo. I'm looking at the photo. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Probably bring it up to around there. The dark. It's a subtle change, but it takes you deeper into the water, and it makes you have, like, you know, he's come out of the deep. And just line it up. That's just a protection shield right about there. Now I can just kind of, I get my hand in there and lock it in, and I need to put more paint. I got my holder over there. Okay, we got fuzzies around the shield, so we're gonna miss that. Now let's see what we got. Okay, we got a little dark in there, so we got to catch up with that. That's all right. I don't mind spraying a little bit on the body just to get it to be. Try to do an even pass here. So it's about there. Just one more time here. What's that? That's gotta get in closer here. Okay, and check out I want to check out the smoothness before I bring the light back down. That's where you get the nice melt. Mr. Leahy, hello there. Oh, let's see who we got here. Patty, Ryan, Raul. I'm honored, Raul. I may not catch the live broadcast every week, but I watch the replay. You masters inspire me to be better every day. I'm in awe of you guys and everything. That's a nice compliment. Well, that's a great compliment to a well-deserved artist there. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a bit of the 4021. Finally I was at Hobby Lobby and I got the small bottle. I had taken this bottle and put 4021 on it because I bought the big 16-ounce one. That's how sure I was from everybody's feedback saying, get 4021, you know. And then I got the small bottle just to have with the right label on it and the whole 9 yards. I swear by that, as I said before. Okay, so now we're going to go to the lighter color. That would be the top color. And I'm just going to melt it, kind of bring it down over the dark. Okay, so I got to make sure it's spraying right. Make sure it's really the lighter version yet. Is it? There it is. Just kind of melts the two, and then you just go further away, and it has no change. It's just like a nice, sweet melt. Now my overspray went up. Remember, I had a frisket on here originally. My overspray went up into the stencily looking area right here. So I can take the shark. Whoops, let me come on top of this way. I can take his little shield there, and I can mist and let it flutter even if I want. Don't pin it down so hard. And get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. So it's sharp, but it's an edge that would belong in the picture. It's not a stencil looking edge anymore. Okay. So let's continue on with what? So this is the watercolor. Put a little bit into the body right there. Okay, make them pretty and colorful. Hey, Todd, how you doing? Okay, so I see some blue right in on the snout. It's pretty dark here, and it's not. I don't have it dark enough either. You know, whoops. Okay. What do we got here? A little more highlight here, probably. Okay. Where do I see this too? I see this right in here. A little more blue. It's kind of reflecting the area at the top of the body. I see a little more of this blue in here. And that looks pretty balanced. And I see a little bit in here, just a little more cobalt blue. Okay, so he's slowly, I'm trying, once the darker colors go in, he's going to look very heavy in the water, very like a big torpedo shooting across the water. Okay. So now it's time to get into some darks. So let's see. Let's get really dark. Let's get with the thin color over here. Start putting it in where it belongs. Now I have no film on there, and I'm probably going to do something with it. Let me see. I'm going to try shields for a minute. I got this one here, but it's not cut as if Steve Leahy was here cutting my shields. It's not as perfect as it could be, but he lives far away from me, so I can't bug him. Okay, yep, that's the color I want in there, and I'll add it right into the bottom there. Love all the different shields we can use, right, guys? Make sure that's not wet, and make sure this is lined up. Now, if I come across spraying into the water again, then I'm in trouble, right? I don't want that. Whoops. That's what you call a little too much 4021 in there. Okay, so I see that there's a break in here. Yeah, turn that air way down. Volume, I mean. Okay, we gotta work that. Put some different shapes in there. Zigzag. But you know what? There's a lot of highlights in there too, so we'll be all right. I got to go back in. I'm going to get brave enough to go outside the line a little bit. Whoops. Keep hitting the arm, sorry. Okay. What is number 6 is here. I'll darken this for a minute. Okay. Okay. I'm going to focus on the one side first, the one closest to me. Oh, I like that little highlight. That was by accident. That's good. I'll just come in here and focus on this side. And then this shield, but I gotta be careful of not overspraying the water. A little fuzzy out there, but I could fix that. Okay, so it goes down. So instead of fixing it with the dark, I'll fix it with the watercolor. That will help it along. That zigzag part, I could just come along here and fix that with the highlight just staying right where it was. Like that. Air dry. Okay. What else? So let's get drop of black. Thanks for popping in, Todd. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. I only tagged you guys just to let you know I'm here. I'm not trying to. If you don't come on, don't worry about it. I know you don't love me. Just kidding. All right, where's my shield for the eye? Come on. It's been a week. It's been a whole week. I have it right over here. Don't I? Think I do. I'm not sure. I thought it was a smaller shield than that. That's it. Gotta make sure though. I thought it was a smaller shield. Don't shift. Don't shift on me. Now he's back with that doll's eye. Okay. I'm actually using the wrong color there. The wrong darkness. It's too dark. So I'll just back off that color and tint this a little bit more with a lighter spray of its own mixture. Try. Okay. I don't know how accurate this is cut. It's not a good cut there, so. Why didn't I get it right the first time? I'm not going to bring that up there. No way. I'm not stupid. It's not flowing good, so I better be careful. Let me try tip dry one time and see if it changes. Yep. It's still not behaving. There is a black thing on there, and that's good, but it's still not behaving the way I want it to be. Whoops, I went out into the water. Right there. So it just makes my work a little harder, that's all. But it also shows that it can be fixed. Oh, okay. Yeah, this black needs a little 40. It needs some in it. 40 to 20. This needs a little black on there too. This doesn't help when you're standing on the hose and the hose is being pulled back at you. So I've got some fuzzies going on here. A little bit here and there that I've made my own stupid work harder. Oh boy. It's just the way it is, guys. Mm-hmm. Okay. So do a little clean, get the gun cleaned out with that black. That I guess the lesson here is if the paint's not flowing good, don't try to spray it. And I know better. It's just I had the black in there right out of the bottle, and she needed a little extra tender loving care, and I didn't give it. Can even come in here with a little paintbrush work for the teeth. Okay. So just to get the color cup a little more cleaned out so it doesn't run down into the new mixtures, I'm going to clean that out a little bit. That the reason why I didn't continue with the frisket was I never took the glue off the frisket with my arm. And it was on so strong. You have to take some of that glue off, and I didn't do that. So I wasn't about to save the pieces. They really curled up when I took them off because they weren't flexible. They weren't, you know, they were usable if you had the patience. But I was like, you know what, this is annoying, and I should have done that in the beginning. Just lay your arm out and put the frisket on your arm, and you will um, get that glue to come off some of the frisket. So,
Not winning.
what's the score, Sue?
4-2.
Oh, sweet. What inning?
Third.
Man, that's wonderful. Thank you. That's the
Welcome.
update. Okay. All right. You need to learn how to use frisket the right way. Yeah, frisket has to be used with a lot of blades. Change the blades probably every minute or under, depending on, you don't want to push deep into the material. And then, depending on what you're using, and then after that, you want to make sure your frisket has the glue removed. So you would take, say this was the frisket, you would take this frisket and lay it. Let me get my arm up there a little more. You would lay it on your hand on the sticky side down, and you would rub it onto your skin and take some of the glue off of this. And then when you go to put it on, it won't stick like no tomorrow and leave glue residue. So that's the first thing I'll tell you, because I think I was told that all of the companies that use this, like it's all the same company. That's what I'm trying to say. They might have different, it's the same factory, I think. I could be wrong, but um, it causes you to have the same glue on all of them. It stinks. So if you buy Art Tool, and Art Tool, it's a great product, but I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. That's what I was told. So I did some sloppy overspray here. So I'll take the positive of Mr. Finn here, and I'll go back up. I'll just back and forth a little bit, with these shields. Getting the fuzzy edge off and making sure I am covered. So it's right there and right there, somewhere around there. And boy, it messes it up. So you just spray that white out over it, correction color. I'll go back to it later. And it cleans it up pretty good. So the edge is fixed now, but it needs blue again. Where else? Down here. Just making more work for myself, that's all. Let's see, we got that. You can see the edge being, once the blue goes back in there, it fixes everything. Except we got this side. Kind of buried in the, there it is. Put the right blue in there. Why did I make a mess here, huh? But at least it shows you how you can repair it. Just like that. So you can make him look like he's leaving a little. That can all be colored again, but it looks like speed now. I don't like that black look in there, so I'm going to put more correction color in my color here. Make it stronger. kill anything that I don't like. Looks like a lot, but let's try it. You know, we're fighting the blue shift, but in this case, maybe that is a dirty color from the blue shift. I'm not sure, but it looks not very nice. So we're going to just check this one out. Okay. That's better. That's like brighter white. Okay. Come over here. Get the right shape. If I can get it. Maybe. Not bad. Here, well, that needs the actual fin. And then I'll put the blue back on and it'll be fixed. So, but I'm going to put a little more pretty lighter area in there to fix that. Yeah, overdone, but it will work. Okay. That'll be bluer because I'm correcting it right now. Sorry. Okay, so we're detailing things and trying to find things and my arm is resting. I should have put this up higher. My arm is resting on the drawer that's sticking out and it's not helping me any because it's making my airbrush go where I don't want it to go. That's brighter than it needs to be, but I'll fix it, you know. Okay, so what do we got here? Who else we got? Anybody else here? TJLS. And who might that be? Color Graphics. Hello there. I should look at all these names here. All right, Steve. Have a nice night. Thanks for popping in. And what else we got here? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I didn't even see that. Thank you, Raul. Raul. Well, the compliments. Tim, Steve, and me. Thank you. You learned from me. Wow. You sure took it to another level. There's a lot of fine detailing in here that can be put in, you know, it can be added. Oh, okay, I gotta sharpen that fin off at the end. Okay, so let's get back to the touch-ups. Yeah, the teeth are going to be painted in. There's one right there. It's an explosion. Okay, where else is that little highlight? Oops. All right, then there's a dark gray line that's going to get put in there. But for keeping it from looking like it looks almost like it's glowing. He's radioactive. So it's time, obviously, for some water, the pink color. So let's do that. But again, having the correction color in there really, really saves it. Sharpening things that need to be sharpened. Doing it, little by little. So this stage would be stage 2 of, say, 3. Not necessarily 3 videos, but the third one is very important because it's tweaking it. It's pushing it to where I'm not going to be happy with it until I see the results, to where if I was selling it or whatever, it wouldn't go out of here until I look at it and then look at it again, and it makes me feel really happy. Then I could say, all right, that's it. That's what I was looking for. That's the baby. A little bit lighter there. I could probably come in here and get rid of these things. Come on now. Okay, so that's the lighter is here. Take that out. Did I grab the right one? It's like so light. there's ugly marks there. All right, so I'm not sure. That's not it. That's it. It's just gotten such a little bit of paint left. So let's go to the darker. Where is it? Make sure I grab the right one. Okay, so we're going to go off the fin down here. Remember, it was fuzzy. A little back and forth stuff, but that's what you got to do. But you can't do this with a transparent color. You just can't touch it up the same way. You can erase, you can do all kinds of stuff, but you can't do this. You shoot it this way, lightly. Remember, if I spray that heavy, it will be too dark, so I have to kind of look at it. Plus there's shadows that I can't see right now. So that was the wrong color, wasn't it? Okay. I thought I had the right color. Hold on a minute, guys. See, I got the lids off, and hold on. Let me see something here. Oh boy, two. See, I've got all the lids off these things, and I grabbed. What did I grab? Oh yeah, I grabbed that color to spray in the water. So again, the repairs, that looks like the color right there. All right, one more time for Elvis. Just to show you can fix it. You got to be able to not freak out. I'm trying to get this to go to the next comments. Okay, so little by little, mistakes get made. So I'll just fix it the same way. And that'll be that. It's annoying, but I grabbed the wrong color. Didn't even realize it either. But that's, if you are using this numbering system, then just please go with picking up the right number. Make sure you're picking up the right number. So just take that out again. So that a nice color can lay in there. And maybe not even enough yet. Blue. Here we go. I hate when this happens, but I get comments later. Oh man, I love how you fixed that. You know, it looked like it was doomed. And then you come back at it with a happier attitude, because teaching is what it's all about. And if you can fix the mistake, then man, you've done a good thing, right? Fix it right in front of their eyes. So here we go. We're just going to push this paint right on there, and you can see that's the right blue now. It's not dark. It's not. Let's bring it up to the fin. It's a repair. It worked. It's just that I grabbed the wrong mixture. No, you don't want that one, Bill. You want the solid positive. Where is he? Did he swim away? Anybody see my fishy? Did he fall to the floor? Yes, he did. Well, when you're airbrushing, you got a piece of paper laying around, right? It can happen very easily. You can go right to the floor. Okay, here we go. Much prettier color. That's so much better. So that's the color we want. Let's see if we can get in close here and just show it, really freehanding it. Once the opaque mixes with itself, and it can't get any darker, so it's not going to ruin nothing. And if you let some of the blue go over the fin, it just looks lost in the water. I'll just do it for a minute. I can sharpen that fin up later. But it looks like it's deeper into the water. And that's a cool thing because you could play with the depth of it. I'm just going to kind of tint this a little bit with the other color just to get some of that stabilized there. That looks good. That looks good. All right, so some of the repairs are there. The blue is blue. I mean, it's looking good as far as, I don't know, sometimes on my cell phone when I look back at it to read comments and stuff, it doesn't look always, it looks too bright in the cell phone, you know, that kind of a thing. So I'm just kind of putting this in. Like I said, I sprayed right over the fin at the bottom on purpose. He could be sharpened up, which he is in real life. He is really sharpened up over that. But if you want to leave it depth of field, you can just knock it back with that color. Okay, so let's put a little bit more of that blue in here. Call it reflections. I don't know what you want to call it. But it's in there. It's in the picture and different variations of it. Okay. And then I'm just going to lay a little tone on top of that white, just a little. But it won't work because there's no... I'll use the lighter blue, if there is any. Yeah, I'll use the lighter blue. So now I'm just going to take the original touch-up color right there. And I'm going to go to the lighter blue and mist over it one time. Just kind of knocks it back into the picture a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, you can kind of see the direction this is going. It is, you know, pretty much getting there. It needs to be pushed and tweaked and stuff. Lights and darks in there. So let's see. Got my highlights. There's a lot of crazy texture going on in there. I'm just not sure. Excuse me. Had a cold this week, man. It was not so much coughing, it was just there, you know, keeping me down. Okay. I'm just shaping them, bringing them more and more into three dimension, keeping it real. There's going to be a nice mouth line coming there that has to be carefully worked in. Bring the blue back, push it this way, push it that way. Then you knock some of the highlights backwards. That has to be done. That has to be done. Okay, I'm going to bring that white highlight back so it doesn't look like he's smashed into a wall or something. There's that little line. Let me see if I could do this freehand. Goes all the way from here. Maybe not quite that fat, so I'll have to bring some highlights up to it, but that's where it is. Nope, this is no good for doing freehand gills. They've got to be done. I'm losing them a little bit, so I'm going to come in here and find them. One's right there. One's right there. And this one comes up and goes right there. And there's one here. I can just see a ghost line because I'm losing them. And right here. So the darkness is going to come off this one, so I can just show you with the pencil for a minute. Darkness is going to come off that one, so it looks like it goes under. This one's a little fatter at the base. So I have a choice of going in with the paintbrush, or because everything gets softened with the airbrush. And if I didn't use, like if I left, say, pencil lines, I would have to definitely work them into the satin finish spray, which would take the shine out of them. And this starts turning this way. And this is just as high as that one. And this is just as high as that one. Just like that. So I kind of found them again. And yeah, I'll be working them in. Let me just see if I could do a little bit more to that line right up in here. It has an attitude, this shark, right in this area of its mouth. It's very cool looking. So, and then you can find the teeth by going in here. The ones in the back are, you can just kind of work them in. I'm working on Claybord. Okay, so there it is for now. I'm going to finish this. Oh, I damaged it? Yeah, I did, right there. So maybe my fingernail when I was drawing, and look at, they're not even that long, but I did damage it a little bit. So, gotta be careful. So that's how they attach. They'll be corrected and brought into better, a better place. So let's see about the damage there. It's fresh paint too, and in the early stages of using Createx, you got your window of opportunity to scratch out things, to more so scratching and etching like fur or any kind of thing like that. And when your fingernail hits it, it's not going to be the same exact. I don't think it will happen as easy the next day or after the 24-hour window, whatever the window is. I think it's on the bottle. You can find out. So we'll just go back to a little bit of the touch-up paint. Just make sure you go beyond the damage. The damage would be marks, grooves, and cuts into the thing. Gotta kind of make it go away. It even went up onto him, but I could use another opportunity to get that fixed. It's a little too bright, but it's all right. Spraying off at the top of the shield there a little bit. Okay. So soften those lead guys there. And bring in the white right there. Remember, this isn't even the pure white, so okay. So it's kind of fixed, but it's not. All right, so we'll try to fix that one spot, and then I'm gonna probably wrap up the video, wrap it in a nice gift wrapping paper, and call it a video. I'm aiming down right now, just kind of misting over that repair. Okay, just keep looking at it. Another hit, another hit. Hopefully you can see that good. Okay. So there's going to be a little touch up. I see a little guy there, but it's back and forth with the two colors until you don't have to touch it. Like when I walk away from this, there's going to be no more, it'll go through its chemistry thing that it's been, made to do. And yeah. So put a little bit more blue in there. There we go. I like that. And there. Okay. So there's our shark for now. And he needs to be tweaked. The old electrician saying, tweaking it, pushing it, making it go to a place where you would be very happy with it. And I could bring it up here and show you the body. See how that pencil shines? That will go away. All the little tiny touch-ups, and then the final detailing, which is going to be, I'll pop it up on my community page. I'll pop the picture up on my Facebook page, share it. I probably won't share this yet. I want to get a little more contrast going on. But I do thank you guys for hanging out, and hopefully some of the mistakes will help you more than, just watching me paint. And yeah, so it started with Frisket, ended with paper shields. It's not totally ended, but gotta keep your edges. Like he's gonna have a nice sharp dark gray here, and then he's gonna have a thinner, more water's gonna come in there. So all the little areas will be tightened up, and he will start to look, like something you want to hang on the wall. All right, so thank you for hanging out. And what time is it? About 1:30, an hour and 36 minutes went by roughly. Okay, well, I say good night to you guys. Take care. God bless you guys. And as always, be safe. Have fun airbrushing, and I'll see you on Facebook and or YouTube. Okay, good night.